Cursed by the gold gods in Bethany, we are 4 souls destined to review the 1001 movies,
albums,
foods, songs,
and TV shows you must consume before you die. Until then, we are the Immortals.
And this is episode 145.
Woo!
Cool.
That's cool.
Hell yes.
We're so close to 150.
1 plus 4
We
is
are.
5.
1 plus 4 is 5.
1 plus 4 is 5.
Which means I'm so close to deciding what my bonus review will be.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I am actually really excited.
I think I know what it's going to be, but I won't say it now because...
is it your turn? Do you decide next?
It's my turn, yeah. I think I got some good ideas, but I'm still working out some logistics, so get excited for... well, you all said, because I forgot to celebrate our anniversary, last fall. You want No, the podcast, not Sarah.
I was about to say, I was like, we did actually, honey. Did you
I
forget? I'm more concerned that you forgot.
Oh, I remember.
What?
I don't know what that means.
Me forgetting the podcast anniversary or
Yes.
remembering her anniversary?
Both, actually.
Happening?
I hope Austin can edit out that spit take I just did. Make sure we I remember.
We'll find how well this goes.
Okay.
But anyway, we missed JC last week. JC, welcome back.
Hi.
Thank you. I'm excited to be back in the saddle.
Ooh.
This proverbial critical mind saddle.
And
Hell yes.
We appreciate that during your week off, you got sick
Yeah.
and have a perfect audio quality on your side.
I know, right? My voice's resonance particularly carries today through many sound waves.
It's definitely distinctive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's physics.
Anyway, I'm Austin.
I'm Sarah.
I'm JC.
And I'm Pedro.
And every week we review the 1001 movies, albums, songs, and TV shows you must consume before you die. This week we always, get a random number, and this week is 7-11.
Woo! 7-Eleven's great.
6, 7, 11, 11. Dial pizza. Da-na-na-na.
Wait, Austin, I thought we were supposed to have Slurpees.
Yeah, I was going to get some 7-Eleven slushies.
Slurpees. They're called Slurpees.
For us today, but, you know what's garbage? 7-Eleven.
Accurate. Especially the one near our house. Let's call them out specifically.
I tried to use several of their machines today, and all of it stopped working. I barely got a third of a cup of the lemonade one before it spat up and stopped working. It was all gooey liquid.
Gross.
Also, this place sucks because they definitely lie about all their beer.
Oh, yeah.
They refuse to put how much they are, so they keep manually entering it. So I'll get a 6-pack of a very normal beer in Chicago, and they'll mark it for $15 manually.
It's no good.
So
For cans, too. We're
Yeah.
not talking about bottles. It's not reasonable.
My God, this is an atrocity.
It is an atrocity.
So
Thank
you
you
know
for
what
understanding, JC.
I did?
what'd you do?
I supported the mom and pop store
Hell
in the
yeah.
corner and bought my beer there.
Love that place.
I love the mom and pop
They're
store
a
on
great
the corner.
place.
Because, even though the beer is, the actual, price of the beer, they can't do, Walgreens savings and whatnot.
Mine
They're
has a
good.
sticker on it. It tells me exactly what the price is.
Exactly.
Because they're not bullshit.
And they're also
7-Eleven.
very nice.
They're extremely nice. They always ask me how my day is.
Aw.
I don't want to say what 7-Eleven, because I don't want to say exactly where we record this, but just every 7-Eleven in Chicago.
For the fucking stalkers who are combing the
I
streets.
mean,
Yeah.
you never know.
Trying to crack the code, figure out where you live.
It's
Big
not,
7-Eleven.
it's
They're
not
coming after
too
you.
far away from my apartment. So just every 7-Eleven in Chicago, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Whoa.
What?
I'm sorry, anywhere you can get a Coke slushie, the dream drink
We
of
couldn't
America.
get it. The whole machine was broken.
You started this
bullshit.
with just the specific one is kind of iffy, and then you just went out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
You cannot say fuck you to every 7-Eleven.
I think
they
I
make
can.
a mean taquito. There's a great place to go buy
you
hot
can't-
Cheetos. when
No,
you're drunk.
you
Wait.
cannot eat the hot food at 7-Eleven. What is wrong with
I have
you?
eaten the hot food at 7-Eleven more times than I can count.
I've eaten
JC,
hot food at
JC,
7-Eleven.
okay.
JC, is this why you're sick?
No, I haven't eaten it recently.
$2 for a slice of pizza?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
I've definitely eaten it since moving to Boston.
I'm concerned about all of your health.
So when the bars close at 2, there's very little food open by my house other than the McDonald's and the 7-Eleven. And you have to choose which devil you're going to dance with. And sometimes we dance with the 7-Eleven devil.
I feel like I know that I'm the oldest one here, but I feel like we are all rapidly approaching too old for that shit in terms of what you just described.
Yeah. I just turned 29. I got one good year left.
Yeah, you do. Then you're old like the Crypt Keeper.
That's what I hear.
Yep.
I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
Austin, how old? When do you turn
I'll
Whatever
turn
age
30
you are.
I'll turn 30 at the end of the year.
He's a baby.
Ooh,
I know.
You're
Because,
all
JC, you turn
babies.
30 in the summer, right?
I do.
I turned 30 in 2020, which is great because now I get to relive all of those times in school where they're like, where do you see yourself in 2020? Every one of those.
When did anyone
Who
say
the fuck
that?
asked you that?
You never got asked this? Like when you were in elementary
No.
school, grade school?
His might have been a Pedro-specific question.
Oh, I wrote myself a letter about who I wanted to be in like 15 years that I hit like 2 years ago. It's really bitchy. Like, like it is like very straightforward that I am supposed to be saving the world in like very specific ways, and that if I'm doing anything else, that is bullshit, and I should like be ashamed of myself and switch careers. Like 13-year-old me was intense.
I am not surprised by this, and I don't mean that in a shitty way, but it is not surprising to me that young you was like, hey, old you.
This is like the thing that people need to understand about me. Is that anytime they ever say that I am intense, you must understand how much I have mellowed. Like, so much, guys.
Absolutely.
Like, so much.
5th grade me wrote in a book that my mom still has that I wanted to be Secretary of War.
That is great.
When I was in Koweit
That
Government
is
Club,
fantastic.
when I was in Koweit Government Club, which a lot of people saw as a way to meet boys, the boys wouldn't refer to me as Sarah. We all referred to each other by our last names, like Mr. Smith on the, like on the debate floor. And
Did he go to Washington?
he did. And they would only refer to me as Miss Stout, like all the time.
Ooh.
They were very scared of me.
Ooh.
I yelled at them a lot.
I think it's a big like accomplishment to be feared.
I mean,
high
in my
school.
defense, they were wrong. And should feel bad.
Anyone watch anything good past like week,
Hell yeah.
2 weeks?
I'm only halfway through, but man, is Black Earth Rising good. Mm-hmm. It is a legal drama, thriller, a lot of things surrounding the Rwandan genocide. I will say this. On the bummer scale, things about the Rwandan genocide are like very, very far on the super bummer. This is less of a bummer than you think that it will be, given that it's about the Rwandan genocide.
It's still like a 7 or 8.
Oh, it's a hella bummer. But my point is,
Yeah.
like, if you're like, I would never watch anything about the Rwandan genocide because bummer, like, you could probably watch this. Like, it's really, really good and really interesting. The acting is amazing. And I'm obsessed with it. And I'm like, I want to watch all of it in a row because I have to know what happens, and Austin won't let me because he says it's too depressing to watch multiple episodes in a row because he's a chump.
Whoa.
Yeah,
And then we watched Love Die on the podcast. We watched Love Die on the podcast.
Pretty much.
it's got to stop being a reoccurring segment. It's very good, but it's such a when you have a conspiracy that's centered around international courts dealing with genocide and the cover-ups. Yeah.
But it's
John
a
Goodman
bummer.
some sort of lawyer in it? John Goodman? Is he some sort of lawyer in it?
It's basically all lawyers. So it's John Goodman is a lawyer, and then
Michelle Cole.
What's her name?
I believe it is Michelle Cole.
Michelle Akul?
No, I think it's...
I'm gonna look up her name.
Michela, last name Coel, I believe. She is the star and creator of Chewing Gum, a really good British sitcom on Netflix. And
Yes.
Oh.
Michelle, yeah.
She's great.
It is.
And
it
she's
is,
also
no,
in-
Michaela Cole. is her
Michaela
name.
Cole.
Yeah.
she's also very good in the Black Mirror episode that is their Star Trek riff.
It is. Yeah, it's incredibly good. I am obsessed with it, and I want to watch all of it, and Austin won't let me watch it fast enough.
It's
Wow.
one day at a time is a good now it's
All right, well, let's
well
go.
because like also like that and like True Detective are like what we're watching right now, and those are both bummer shows.
But I gotta know what happens.
I'm liking the Netflix comedy Russian Doll. That's easier to watch in a row, despite the fact
I
that
don't
like
think that's as good as
yeah.
people think it is.
I'm halfway through it, and I think I'll be able to talk about it more to see how the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unfold.
I'll be interested to see how it ends. I think right now it's fun, and I'm willing to do like unified theory of this character and Nikki from Orange Is the New Black, even though it doesn't really make any sense.
No.
But I'm not. I right now it's fun. I'm not sure it's much more than that, and I am interested
Yeah.
to see if it will become that.
I'm definitely in that camp right now, and I'm like halfway through it too.
For those who don't know, this is a 8-episode sitcom on Netflix that is a sci-fi mystery comedy in a way. Natasha Lyonne, who is Nikki from Orange is the New Black, is a woman on her birthday who's at a birthday party and then later dies that day and then wakes up back in the bathroom in a Groundhog Day situation. Whenever she dies, she kind of wakes up back in the same bathroom in a time loop. I really like Natasha Lyonne's performance. I think it's really clever, and I like that so far in the 4 to 8 episodes. Each one has a slight expansion of the mythology, things that are really weird and are not just like a Groundhog Day thing that is happening. So I really like that it is more ambitious of like, in fact, that like she'll go like multiple days in a row before dying again and starting over. Like it is like structurally, even though it has the Groundhog Day
for sure
hook, it is its own thing. And yeah, it's not perfect, but boy, I want to know if they can pull off the mystery.
I very much would like to know what the hell is up with all of it.
Yeah. Pedro, JC, anything you guys want to talk about before we get into some fun stuff?
I binged a podcast that's super good called The Dream.
I love The Dream. It's so
The Dream
good.
is
I haven't heard it
so
yet.
good.
Oh, it's so good.
The Dream is about multi-level marketing schemes like Mary Kay, and how they have ruined big portions of America. This is super interesting because, like, they did
Mostly
one of the
women.
episodes
Like, it's
is
really
about
good,
an
yeah.
MLM that my mom did a long
No
time
way.
ago, and so when it popped up, I was
Which
like,
one?
"What the fuck?" My mom did the 31 bag company.
Oh, no way. Yeah. That's one of the big ones. Yeah.
One that sounded, like, I guess, like, less shifty than so many of the other ones,
it's like,
but
it's like moderately shifty.
moderately shifty. But, like, God, it's like, it's so, I think the first episode is actually the worst one because
I
it's a
agree.
little bit slow and it's sort of ancient. It's about ancient history and not ancient history. I was thinking about people in like the 60s, but like throwing around their money and like, and then she gets into how, like, why people join MLMs and like all of this psychological manipulation that happens within them. And it's just, it's really, really good.
I did
Highly
really like the
recommend.
stuff about the airplane game, actually. I thought the airplane game is a crazy thing, and it's crazy that people did that, and like the concept of the original Ponzi scheme is nuts that people did that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's really, really good.
It was a $1,500 rose. Remember that lady?
Yeah, that's, oh my gosh. Yeah, Austin, you should definitely listen to it. I would say again, like, on the bummer scale, you would think it would be super bummer, and it is super bummer, but very interesting. Like, very, like, not like, ooh, I can't listen to any more of this. Like, it's very, very interesting.
Yeah. It makes you sad mad, as the person who recommended it to me told me, that it makes you angry and sad, and also, like, it just gives you a lot about something you kind of thought you already understood, but you don't understand at all.
And stay tuned, it's all Donald Trump's fault, which is very, like
What's
soothing
the end of
at
every
the
story
end.
nowadays?
No, it's true, but it's very soothing to know that's where it's headed.
Yes.
I wanted to throw out 2 quick podcast recommendations of 2 of the happiest podcasts I love.
Probably good.
Season 4 of Worst City of All Time is currently going on.
Oh, God.
The podcast in which 2 New Zealand comedians, for whatever reason, decided one day to watch a bad movie every week for a year.
Not a different bad movie every week.
The same bad movie every week. Season 1, they watched Grown Ups 2 52 times in a row. Season 2, they did Sex and the City 2 52 times in a row. Season 3, they did the Zac Efron EDM movie. We Are Your Friends. And after swearing that they'll never do this show again, they did it again. They're reviewing Sex and the City 1. They're 14 episodes in as of this recording, and this is where it starts to hurt them. They get very angry at themselves, but mostly the movie. And the fact that they keep
The movie that they're watching?
Yeah. They're right now really furious that Carrie keeps making the horrible decisions she makes every week.
I mean, which is fair, because, yeah.
It's the same film,
I
also.
have, like, I started listening to that season and then realized I really should go back and listen to the Sex and the City 2 season, which precedes the Sex and the City 1 season. They are definitely at the point where they just have to make fantastical stories up within the world of Sex and the City 2 in order to keep themselves interested. Currently, I believe that Miranda's son, Brady, has become the king of the rats in the sewers of New York. There's a lot going on, and I highly recommend this podcast.
I also really love this new podcast that started called Gay Future, which is a
Yeah.
quote-unquote audio retelling of this YA book found in Mike Pence's closet that he wrote as a teenager of the dystopian future. It's not real, Pedro.
Oh, God damn it.
It's a hilarious... It's
a lovely idea that it would be true, though.
It's a YA dystopian future where everyone in the future is gay, and there's one boy named Mike who is the single straight person to lead the rebellion against the gay future. It is truly like sitcom level joke per minute hilarity, brilliantly acted. The main villain is President Clay Aiken.
Good.
It is
I'll take
fucking
people
funny.
I would vote for instead of many, many possible 2020 candidates.
It begins
Clay
as
Aiken.
as a Harry Potter parody and just keeps getting weirder and sillier. Gay future. So funny.
That sounds delightful.
Peter, anything you want to say?
I finished You.
Yeah.
Still fun.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I saw some people were a little bit bummed out by the ending. Did it bother you at all?
No.
Yeah, okay. I really haven't started the show yet, but I heard people say, like, love the show, don't love the finale. So I didn't know, like...
It was fine.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if that means they're talking about the very last, 2 minutes, or if they're talking about the whole episode, or what. Anyway, it's fun.
At any point does someone say it was you the whole time?
Probably.
Okay, I'll watch it then. Anyway, let's get into the actual episode.
Yeah.
As we mentioned for a long time, we are doing the 711th entry of all of these lists, and they are the following things.
The movie was A Nightmare on Elm Street.
The album is Haut de Gamme, Koweit, Rive, Gauche, by Koffi Olomide.
The song is Me, Myself, and I by De La Soul.
And the TV show is Archangel, but first, let's get right in the movie. JC, it's been a few seconds. What film are we watching?
We watched A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Didn't do the whole thing, did
No,
you?
I didn't.
Nope.
You get 3 notes. 3 notes from Pedro of the iconic movie score for Nightmare on Elm Street.
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
There's something out there, isn't there?
We just see cuts happening.
What did happen, Terry?
I don't know. What's the coroner got to say?
He's in the jar and puking since he saw it.
They're gonna kill me for sure.
Did you do it?
There was somebody else there.
He was locked in a room with a girl who went in alive and came out in a rubber bag.
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next.
Nancy? There's something wrong with you. You're imagining things.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Do you believe in the boogeyman?
No.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
So, this is by Wes Craven. It is his first big-ass hit. Would you agree with that assumption?
No, but that's fine.
Okay, well, I thought I'd never seen a Wes Craven movie, then I realized I saw Red Eye in theaters, so this is the second Wes Craven movie.
Thank God you caught up with Red Eye.
Yep, that Rachel McAdams, Ciaran Murphy classic.
Wait, Pedro, don't you love Red Eye, Pedro?
Which one is that?
Cillian Murphy, like Rachel McAdams, they're on a plane. He's actually a bad guy. Like
Rachel McAdams stabs Ciaran Murphy in the neck with a pen with a little doodle bob at the end.
I don't think I've seen this, but I may have.
This seems like a movie
Oh, it's
that,
made for you, Pedro.
I feel like this is one of those films where I talk to Pedro and go like, yeah, I saw Red Eye. It wasn't very good. And you're like, dude, Red Eye.
Dude, Red Eye. Great.
Anywho,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Yes, so 1984, this film hits the streets. This is about
What
Freddy
street?
Krueger. The streets of Springfield, Ohio.
The answer was Elm
Springwood.
Street. Keep going.
Damn it. Springwood, Ohio. Freddy Krueger, who is a former child murderer, starts appearing in these teens' dreams because their parents killed him many years ago. And he is trying to kill their children. That is pretty much the movie. And these kiddos are doing things that normal teenage kiddos do, like
Bang.
having sex and running around and cradling crucifixes in their arms while sleeping. And, and they go toe to toe with this beast, who is the star of like 5 or 6 sequels.
8?
A lot.
9.
Too
No,
many.
Wikipedia says 9.
That's
9
it, yeah,
slasher
seems right.
films.
Wait,
Yeah.
9, like, Nightmare on Elm Street sequels, or does that include, like, Freddy vs. Jason,
It
or
will
Freddy vs.
include
Jason
Freddy
2
vs.
in space, or
Well,
whatever?
no. Just Freddy vs. Jason. Jason X is in space, where they cryogenically freeze him and
Gotcha.
they let him out in a space station.
Cool. So this horror franchise has 9 films in it.
Good.
Which some of them are really well liked, which is cool.
Yeah, I like 3 of them.
I kind of dug this movie, even though like it's not very good, and I'm wondering how everybody else felt about it. Also, I was hoping that this conversation could organically produce like us talking about some dreams that we've had. That felt appropriate. So go.
Oh, I'll always tell
Is
you
that
about
why
my
you?
dreams.
Is that why you brought the podcast, The Dream?
Oh my God,
It's
no!
it's all subliminal messaging.
Holy shit, I'm a genius.
So I guess Pedro, I want to start with you because you reacted to JC doubting this movie a little bit.
Well, I don't know why. What is there to doubt?
This movie's not very good.
It is amazing. You kidding me?
Pedro, sell me on why this movie's amazing. Let me hear your heart. I want to hear your heart in this.
Well, the soundtrack, number 1.
Soundtrack is great. That doesn't mean that it's a good movie, but I agree. It's a great soundtrack.
But look,
Yes.
I'm on Pedro's side. I think this is a good movie.
Thank you.
I think it's fine.
Johnny Depp is delightful.
Could not,
Oh my God,
did
Pedro.
could not recognize him. Like, Austin pointed it out, and I thought he was lying to me. Literally, I had to look it up on IMDb, thought Austin was lying to me.
I've seen this movie within the past year. Like, I think I saw it last Halloween season-ish.
I thought you said last week you hadn't seen this before.
So I have. I remember now, having had seen it.
Having had seen it.
Did you go with us to the Music Box like a year or so ago?
Yes, I think I did.
Yeah, it played there a year or 2 ago.
Was it a double feature?
No, sound was too loud. It was
Okay.
annoying. But
Yes.
This movie is playing in Boston tonight. Like, I googled it because I was looking up the Wikipedia page, and it was like, playing near you at the Fenway Regal. Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's always playing somewhere.
Should we go quickly so you can still make the show?
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I want to spend my time.
So, number 1, soundtrack gets you.
Great.
Number 2, the knife hands.
The knife hands are dumb.
They are so cool.
They're dumb.
They are
Knife hands are amazing.
Okay, they're dumb if you think about it in one way, which is this guy actually murdered people with knife hands in real life.
He did.
As a serial killer, that's kind of weird that he had like a crazy sweater and a hat and the knife glove calling card. But as a dream monster, it's perfect.
Especially in the boiler room, scratching up against the pipes.
Just scratching up against the pipes was wonderful. I just like how he kills in the sleep, but you can still bring him out of a dream if you try hard
cool.
enough.
I
Like
give you that.
that's fun. Some of the deaths are just amazing. Johnny Depp goes in a spoiler. Very wonderful. I forgot that he died. Again,
You
spoiler.
literally didn't spoil anything. How does he die, Pedro?
He gets
It's
sucked
safe to
into a bed and then, I guess, blended and then
Nom, nom, nom,
regurgitated
and
by
then-
the
gusher.
And then,
Yeah.
and then blood.
an insane gusher of blood. It's got just enough. The kids know what's going on, and the adults don't believe them because kids are crazy.
Yeah, that's like.
And it's like not like unbelievable. It's like, no, you need sleep. You saw your friends die. You're crazy. And then also, oh shit, how did they got this hat? The drunk mom was fun, sort of. Also kind of sad. It's just like fun in a sad way.
It's fun.
The cop dad. It's got everything. I think it hits all the boxes of a good horror film, and it's not like super terrifying, which can be a turnoff for me if something's like just all about the jump scares and all that crazy stuff, and it's just trying to like make you cringe or make you flinch or whatever, and just trying too hard. That kind of turns me off a bit. But this is like it's a good mix of everything, and I have a lot of fun with this film.
So I'm going to give a few more bits of support then we turn it over to JC and Sarah. Sarah, who is adamantly shaking her head.
And the lead actress is amazing.
Oh, then we'll start with that one. No, she's not.
Oh my God.
She's not good.
What do you mean?
We're going to put a pin on that real fast. We're going to come back.
Also, a chick from Nashville is in this.
Oh,
is
really?
the mom.
Oh.
Barbara Jean.
Yes, she
the
is.
Mom.
Yep.
Weird.
So I've seen this movie several times. And it was 2 Halloweens ago I decided to watch every one in the franchise, which was a fun, weird exploration of
Bad cinema?
Well, no,
Sorry, but the rest of them have got to be pretty bad, right?
No, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is great. And that's one that Wes Craven came back and directed.
And it's Nightmare on Elm Street 2, right, that has the gayest scene in any movie ever?
No. It's the gayest movie in cinema history.
No,
Whoa.
JC, do you know
What?
about this? Like, it is...
No!
It is...
Wait. So I've seen this one twice now.
Okay.
It is
go.
a movie where the screenwriter decided to make Freddy a metaphor for budding homosexuality and to get the kid out of a closet. It pretty much ignores all the mythology of the first one and is just about this kid recognizing he's gay in high school. But what was amazing was that the director and actors didn't recognize this.
Yeah, they don't know.
So in this weird subconscious thing, it is all there on the screen very openly. And it is the craziest sequel for a horror movie ever. There are some just amazing sequences in that movie that once you realize, oh, this is about coming out of the closet, this actually only makes sense this way for the scene to be in here. But then the third...
I wish you could see my face right now. It's wild.
I will send you some YouTube links.
Yeah, there's that one scene, which is what I've seen.
Him dancing in the bedroom?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Him in the showers?
I've seen both of those, and they are a lot.
But the third one, Wes Craven comes back, and it's all set in a mental asylum. Nancy is working there as a, nurse. Lawrence Fishburne's in it. And Freddy starts to, attack the children in the ward. And it's really creepy and,
I can see that
expansive.
working.
Then, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 make no sense mythology-wise, but it does the fun thing where, Freddy's now more of a wisecracker, and he just makes the most convoluted, crazy deaths, ever.
Final Destination style?
Yes. The franchise becomes like that. He is much more of, a quippy one-liner, I can't think of a great one right now, but, someone dies via waterbed.
Obviously.
Great stuff. And then, the last one, Wes Craven came back to direct again. It's called New Nightmare, which is about the actors who...
Did you say New Nightmare or Nude Nightmare?
New Nightmare.
I am sure there is a porn parody called Nude Nightmare.
Yeah, about the 8th film in the franchise.
Honestly, do you think there's not?
What's the rule of the internet?
Rule 34.
There we go. But that's it's basically Scream, Beta Scream essentially, where it's about the actress who plays Nancy and the actor who plays Freddy, in real life, starting to now be attacked by Freddy Krueger, as promoting a reboot to the series.
See, that's cool.
It's really fun, except for the actress who plays Nancy's kid is a fucking terrible actor. It's everything I hate about kid actors in horror movies. And then Freddy vs. Jason is just silly fun because it's Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say of the 9, there's only a few ones that I think are unwatchable. It's way better than the Halloween franchise. But
this movie, if I will take that transition, this movie is way worse than Halloween.
Well, most films are.
But okay. Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my thing. So, this movie's made in 1984, right? And Halloween is 1979.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in peak sort of late 70s, early 80s slasher film, suburban anxiety horror movie, kitsch, right? That's what, and that's why there's 9 of all of these, right? It's because this really resonates as this idea that there is something wrong on Elm Street. There's something wrong on these beautiful little quiet streets where everyone just goes to work and comes home and sends their kids to school. Which is why Halloween is so powerful. And I think, I mean, like, this is a movie that invites comparisons, right, to Halloween. Like, it is so similar in terms of its reference points, its setting.
They're both boogeyman-like figures.
Boogeyman-like figures in really similar, settings. Like, I mean, the urge to say, like, I mean, it's about sort of it's about sex and premarital sex. Like, it's got that going on. And I think that, like, for me, I mean, I think Halloween is certainly one of the greatest horror movies ever made, like, on a solid list of one of the greatest movies ever made. And this movie, for me, doesn't have a viewpoint that is interesting enough to justify what it's doing. So, like, Halloween is about, like, for me, a great horror movie is something that is about sort of, like, the darkness that lurks within us and has some, like, sort of embodiment of what that is. And sometimes it's something as simple as, like, Halloween, where you've literally got, like, a dude in a hockey mask. Not hockey mask.
That's Jason.
The other mask.
William Shatner.
Sure, fine. A mask. And sometimes it's as complicated as something like The Thing, where you're dealing with, like, these crazy, like...
The Thing.
Right, like, I mean, you have this huge range, but all of
We just lost JC for the next 5 minutes as they try.
But, like, all of these things are about, like, sort of a dark deepness within us. I think that you look at, like, there's sort of, like, a horror revival. You look at It Follows, Babadook, Hereditary. Like, they're all going for this sort of, like... those movies are all going for, like, the sort of everything looks fine, but it's not, which is just like what these suburban panic movies are doing in the 80s, just they're taking sort of a modern lens. And my feeling is this movie, fundamentally, the answer to who Freddy Krueger is not that interesting. Like, it's very contained. It's very much like, okay, it turns out that, like, this is who this person is. The mom that is in this house is involved, and it's all, like, the same, it's all about the same people. It's sort of a small story. Mm-hmm. He is not particularly well done in some ways, in terms of, like, how he looks, in terms of, like, how scary he is. And, like, I have to also, the other major comparison this draws is to Wes Craven's other, what I think is another one of the greatest horror movies ever made, which is Scream, which is terrifying, and is in part terrifying because it subverts every trope that this movie just, like, lazes around it. Like, it's all about, like, this sort of, like, this dude seems, like, lame when you finally see the guy in the mask. Like, what's the point? Like, he's just a dude in a mask, or he's just a dude with, like, weird makeup on, right? Mm-hmm. And in Scream, it's all about, like, no, like, this is, you just think this is a joke and a parody, and actually it's, like, you're in a horror movie. This movie is just, like, it just wallows in the tropes and doesn't get you anywhere. And I didn't, and because of that, I didn't find it particularly scary, because I felt like I could always predict what the next move would be. Which, especially looking at Scream, like, I know Wes Craven is capable of making a fucking terrifying movie, because Scream is terrifying. And it just didn't quite, like, I was interested in watching this as a piece of horror movie history, but I don't think it was that good.
I want to get to a few things that you were talking about there, but I want to make sure that JC gets some initial thoughts in there. JC, what do you think about its horror ambitions?
I think that I'm not a great person to talk about this because I really don't like horror movies, as we all know. Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Sarah. I think that in terms of, like, motivations or, like, character or journey, like, this movie was really, like, not, and I mean, it was not there. Like, I'm not sure that that's the point of the movie even, or, like, it's sort of, I think, I don't know, like, it felt very much like this movie is, like, popcorn, like, it's like horrifying moldy popcorn that you're putting in your body. Like, you're not expecting it to be steak. But I did like the thing I guess that I look for in horror movies.
I don't want to judge your being sick, but don't eat moldy popcorn.
You're right. Thank you.
You can eat regular sized popcorn.
I know, I can. I can go find an ear of corn and shuck it into a pan.
Clean it.
Clean it.
There's a reason you're sick, JC. Sorry to interrupt you for a dumb joke, but go on.
No, that's fine. I do like when I think about movies that are really suspenseful or horrifying that I do like the way that they play with like technical elements to surprise me. Like that to me is also pretty important. Did this movie really do that? When Freddy Krueger cut his chest open and ramen noodles fell out? No. It did it once. Literally, I was like, that's a ramen noodle coming out of his chest. I thought when Tina died, I was like, I understand that people could have lost their shit during this. That really surprised me, and it reminded me of The Exorcist, and that like you have like this sense of like real helplessness that I think they try to evoke later in the movie, but doesn't really ever work as well. Like when I watched that scene, I was like, oh shit, this is the type of movie this is gonna be. And then after that, it never really topped that for me. But the way that it has her like being like smeared all over the ceiling and the walls, and like her boyfriend can't help her, and like there's all like, and it's so much scarier than it would be if we could see it from Freddy's perspective and he was doing it. I don't know, like that scene, I was like, like I was really feeling it in my scary inside parts. And I was like, this is really cool. And then it really never got to that place again, ever.
I think
except maybe when Johnny Depp died. That was pretty cool.
Well,
that was creative.
Like, during the scene that you were talking about, like, that was one of the parts where I was like quiet and just watching, like dumbstruck. I was like, oh my god, like this is
literally
nuts. But then when Johnny died, I burst out laughing because that was just it wasn't the same.
Well, so to me, like, I actually like feel like I'm agreeing with everybody at the table, in different ways, because like, to me, yes, I think its position on like teenage sexuality, suburban lifestyle is so muddled and non-specific that it can go 8 different directions. I don't think his main characters are very interesting, even though you get some fun performances out of them. I think to me, why this film should be on this list and kind of keeps being like referenced to is because I think it truly is one of the most creative horror movie concepts like ever made. Because like Halloween, which is an infinitely better movie, is a man comes in and kills teenagers, and that's the same of Friday the 13th. A Thing is an alien in isolation. These are all, again, not Friday the 13th, better, richer films than this, incredibly well directed and conceived. But the idea of, because so much of like my mind horror is like why people really love home invasion movies is because you think of the home as a safe place, and then you have a villain invade it, and now your home is no longer safe. To make that you actually going to sleep, something you physically need, and going to sleep is dangerous, and you are outside of your control, is such a great, terrifying idea that is like relatively simple but brilliant. And that idea plus there's like 3 or 4 things I think are just so super creative visually. Freddy pushing through the wall above Nancy's head, his hand glove coming through the bathtub.
The marshmallow stairs. I forgot that. I really liked those.
Those are cool.
Johnny Depp truly becoming a volcano of blood. I think like, those 3 things, and yes, the death you mentioned of Tina, are so creative that I think like the movie to me is a bit of like, spoiler, I'm gonna give it like 4 hinges. It beats all the technical elements and things I don't really care about the characters. I think the main actress is bad in the movie. Its creativity is so unique, and it's why I think Freddy has endured more than like other faceless villains.
But he's a silly villain, though. You're
and
right.
he gets
silly.
This is him at his most serious. He is a wisecracking. I think he's better as a wisecracking. But it's weird not having jokes rewatching this.
It was weird seeing him. It was weird seeing him as the boogeyman in one of. I think it was maybe the main character's first dream when she's running away, and like he does the thing where his arms get really long and scratches both sides. But then when he starts coming after her, he has got this like goofy goblin run.
Yeah, it's super goofy.
It was a little weird, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
He works better, I think, as a mischievous character. I think that like even though other films kind of lessen in quality where the characters are too stupid to comprehend and some of the mythology is dumber, he works as a wisecracker more than like because Michael and Jason, the other like long,
very silent.
They are silent. They never ever speak. I think that's a highlight. Also because like the actor turns out has a fun sense of humor. Yeah, I mean, he has a crazy walk to him. Because he wants to always like have his hands extended so you can see the knives, which means just like.
He looks super dumb.
I mean, Scary Terry from Rick and Morty is a delightful parody of Freddy Krueger.
Scary Terry is great.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Rick and Morty. I've never watched that.
You should watch Scary Terry.
I'll sing clips. It is in an episode making fun of Inception. They decided to add Freddy Krueger as part of the Inception, which is silly. So it's kind of a weird thing. I like this film a lot. I think it's actually still Wes Craven's getting better about like actually scaring the audience. I think he's like, The Scream is a way better suspenseful film, but man, those like 4 images I mentioned are like legendary for me. But I can't defend any other aspect about the characters or themes.
I guess like the concept is really good. I just don't know if it delivered. Like it gave me a lot of anxiety to watch her try not to fall asleep. Just because I was like, scary. God, I can't believe she's not being allowed to fall asleep. Sleep is so important. What if I wasn't allowed to fall asleep?
When she actually said,
and just sort of rabbit hole that way.
Like,
but
I'm on day 7. I was like, oh shit.
When I love like being nodding off during school. I do at least I like that Wes Craven doesn't film, aside from the boiler room scenes, film dreaming as a different thing. Like isn't like a canted angles or like maybe it's an orange filter. You sometimes don't know if she's asleep or not until something crazier happens. And like the school sequence is fun in that way. And I think also because like Freddy is such a unique concept, much like the movie It Follows, you don't know how to beat him because it's not like Michael you can stab. You should stab him 1,000 times and then cut off his head and burn him. Like, but like you don't know how to beat a nightmare. I don't think the ending is very satisfying. I don't think it makes a lot of sense.
Oh my god, that mannequin being pulled through a hole in a door?
Yeah.
That was fucking wild. I was like, hello, what?
But yeah, I almost wanted to do some more thoughts on this. I'm literally out. A movie I do like and I've seen now probably 3-4 times.
Yeah. I'm done.
It kind of bothered me how Freddy's identity was like this big secret that no one knew.
But like, every parent did.
Well, every parent did, and children were literally singing the Freddy song on playgrounds. But it's like, who's Freddy? Like, it was a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, like has nobody ever heard of a fucking library? Like, you couldn't go and learn?
I just feel
like the classic horror trope of
like,
the microfiche.
I feel like there's I feel like there's so many better versions of this movie. Like, I agree with you that the concept is good, but that doesn't mean the movie's good.
I recommend everyone watch 2 and 3 for different reasons, but definitely check them out.
I have to watch 2.
You have to.
I can't believe you're gonna make me watch a gay horror movie.
Yeah, it is wild.
Arguably, there are a lot of gay horror movies, depending on how much you think about the sexualities and repression of the filmmakers.
That's true. Honestly, that's correct. It's all about what are you willing to give to the source material.
Yep.
Because also, again, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 ignores the basic concept, and it's all about this boy afraid of Freddy taking over his body. A lot of stuff's happening.
Oh, what?
Again, the movie has a lot going on, and it's fascinating. 3 is just good. Got Lawrence Fishburne. JC, what do you give it?
Oh, I give it like a 3.25.
I'll give it 4.
3.1.
Ooh, chilling.
Pedro has too big of a smile on his face.
4.5.
Okay.
It's just, I like what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I'll keep watching it like every third or fourth Halloween.
And I'll keep listening to Incubus.
Yep, that's
We
what
all
this is
make
about.
bad choices.
You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. That's basically what the Immortals is about.
Yep.
Like, I might try to buy the soundtrack online.
The soundtrack, I will say, the soundtrack is very, very, very good. Although,
I think it's fine.
it's still not, it is very, very, very good in that, like, it makes a shitty movie better. It's still not nearly as good as the great horror movie soundtracks.
Like Halloween.
I mean, Halloween.
Well, Halloween's a
perfect.
perfect sound.
Yeah.
Anywho, other things are recorded on albums.
Yeah, sure. That's sort of a transition. We listened this week to Haut de Gamme, Koweit, Rive, Gauche by Koffi Olomide. So, Haut de Gamme, Koweit, Rive, Gauche is an album by the Congolese singer Koffi Olomide, who is sort of a huge figure in Congolese soukous music, which I have never heard about before, but I'm now kind of into. So, basically, he is, soukous is Congolese and Central Sub-Saharan African dance music. So he is from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or is now the Democratic Republic of the Congo, from Kinshasa. There's a lot of this music in Kenya and Uganda. And it's all sort of interesting takes on the Congolese rumba. So basically old school, traditional Congolese dances, with drum beats turned into sort of modern music. His music is pretty political. It is all in Congolese and decently difficult to find translations to. So it's hard for me to know exactly to how it is political, but certainly he has been banned in a couple countries, which is they're shitty countries. So that's a good sign. Or at least they tried to ban him in Mali and Cameroon, which currently have pretty conservative governments. I really liked this album. It was definitely a genre of music I have never heard. I thought it was awesome, and I was super into it.
Who all listened to this one?
Me.
Stop shaking your head on an audio podcast, Pedro. He did it more.
I did not listen to it either.
It's fun.
This was a chore. This was really, really rough for me to get through.
Really?
Yeah, from a few minutes in, I just could not get into it. And obviously there's always a language barrier for so many foreign albums, but I found all of the beats to be very repetitive. All the songs felt the same to me, and they were always 6-7 long minutes of a...
Damn.
So I was surprised how I kept looking at the timer to finish this one.
So I think I more was able to sort of go into kind of a world music space and be I'm not gonna this is in Congolese. I can't. Some of it's in French, or at least some sort of French patois that I can understand part of. But pretty soon I was I can't really get this. I'm just gonna lean into the feel of it, and the beat's great. He's got a great voice. I felt like this flew by in terms of just enjoying the genre. I personally really, really love. I mean, I think I have yet to encounter a post-colonial African dance and or popular music genre that I haven't thought is fucking awesome. And Suku is a new one for me. I think it's really cool. Apparently he sort of brought in a new wave of it that's faster And it is, like, it's cool. I think it's really cool to listen to, like, apparently, like, he is very popular and, like, currently plays in, like, dance clubs in Kinshasa. And I'm like, I get that. Like, this, like, I get how this music, like, works, even if it's not, obviously it's in a language I do not understand, but, like, the beat is good. And, like, the feel of it is good. And I was super into it. I mean,
it's one of those things that's, it's all, like, subjective. I was so flat-footed the whole album. Like, it was, like, I was surprised when I didn't like it. Cause usually I just like albums that, like, are just so vulgar. Cause it's not a vulgar album in any ways. I just found it to be so, unpleasant.
Inaccessible? Yeah. Or, like...
A bit, but, like, I didn't need to, like, know the lyrics. I just found it would never be anything I would, like, listen to on the radio. Like, immediately turn it off. Like, okay, I get it. I'm so bad about articulating my thoughts on music. It was such a real slog for me.
Do you feel like do you generally, like, not go for dance music? Like, are you, like...
A bit, I feel. But I feel like, I mean, there were a few times where I felt like there was, like, when there was a faster beat going on and he had the people in the back of the chorus, like, doing some impressive things. I enjoyed that element, but, I don't know, this guy as the main singer, nothing really kind of clicked with me.
That's fine.
Yeah, again, I can't articulate it well enough, but I was like, man, I look at the timer for, like, 5 different times for a 6-minute song.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. No, I get you. Yeah, no, I felt totally differently. I thought it was a ton of fun. But you're not, like, that doesn't make me wrong.
No.
Just disagree.
Yeah.
But I think that's about all I've got. I mean, I think, I'm, like, definitely on kind of a quest to, like, get a little bit more knowledge about African popular music that's popular right now. He won Best African Artist, like, a major sort of, like, Lifetime Achievement Award in, like, 2011. So he's, like, fairly, I mean, he's 62 now, which is kind of funny, because, like, he's definitely, like, I look at him and I'm like, oh, you're like the Mick Jagger of Africa. Like, you've been popular for a really long time. But I really like him. Also, apparently he has a habit of assaulting people, not sexually assaulting people, just randomly beating people up, which is, like, weird. But yeah, so, that's a thing about him that's not so great, but his music is cool.
I've been listening to it underneath your voices for the past 3 minutes when I hadn't realized I had muted myself.
Cool.
It's great. I'm really enjoying it.
It's very I, like, listen to it this week and come back and give your henge. I really enjoyed it as, like, I mean, I hate to say, like, it's like anything that's not in English works for me better as background music, both because I don't understand it and because I can't listen to music with English lyrics as background music because I'm always listening to it. But so this is, like, perfect for me. I really liked it.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm sort of dancing to it now.
It's good dance music. I will give it a 4.
2.5.
Okay.
All right, that is nope, not gonna try.
Haut de Gamme, Koweit, Rive, Gauche by Koffi Olomide.
Yep. Now it's time for the song segment.
Yes.
Pedro, what's with this week?
We listened to Me, Myself, and I by De La Soul.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my de la clothes or is it just my de la soul? What I do ain't make-believe. People say I sit and try, but when it comes to being de la, it's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I.
Me, Myself, and I is a song by the group De La Soul, hailing out of Amityville, New York? Late 70s?
As in the Amityville Horror?
Yes, that one.
For real? Is it the same place?
I don't actually know.
I hope so.
I kind of do too. This track, Happy Birthday, came out 30 years ago as of the recording of this release.
No way.
Not recording, release.
As of the release of this recording.
Happy Valentine's, everyone.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh shit, yeah, happy birthday, Darren.
Oh, it's my mom's birthday. She's born on Valentine's Day.
Wait,
happy birthday,
and
Mom.
Pedro's girlfriend.
Yep.
Well,
and
so
oh my god, it's a great birthday. Everyone's an Aquarius.
It's always good to acknowledge the major holiday 1 hour into the episode. But yes, it came out 30 years ago today.
30 years ago today. And you can tell
That's
when you watch the
crazy.
music video.
Can I just say, like, I know I'm 30, and that makes sense, but, like, just 1989 being 30 years ago is still weird anytime anyone says it.
Right? But, yeah, the song is interesting because it's the group singing about themselves and their own image and how they're not a fan. Sort of.
It's true.
And the music video is great about this. I watched the music video a few times. It starts with them in a school and they're all being forced to take a class together that they don't like because the class is forcing them to, I guess, essentially do hip-hop the way that the class tells them or the way the teacher wants, and they're like, well, that's not us. But then also, like, it's trying to force an image on them and all that sort of stuff.
I feel like its perspective in the music video is very transparent, but also very real. Like, they say exactly what they mean.
They do.
The music video looks like what people now make a parody of what 90s music videos look like.
It's lovely
very much
in that
so.
way.
The colors are bright.
Amazing.
The shirts that they wear are poorly tailored.
Yep. Song did fairly well. Charted great. It's got great instruments in the background. It's actually fun to listen to because it's just them talking about themselves and they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And sometimes you shouldn't. Because this song is bad.
No,
it's not that bad. It's not like...
It's not good, but I don't know if it's bad.
It's definitely a song where, like, I listened to it and I was like, I do think that there are certain songs that you can only listen to in certain situations. And I think this is a song I would have to listen to in the car with my windows down. I no longer own a car, so it was impossible for me to listen to it in its proper format. But I did like it.
I thought the lyrics were so dumb. I thought
Is it because they sprinkled Dela in front of a bunch of stuff?
Didn't help.
Oh.
I mean, a lot of people do stupid shit like that. I'm being defensive now. I liked this song. Fucking fight me.
Then my hot take this week is that music's bad.
Cool. All right. That's a cool take.
No, I mean, like...
I'm Austin. Music is bad.
Yeah, that's exactly what it said. JC,
it's
you're
a great
really
imitation.
Smart. No, I didn't like this one.
I didn't love it. I mean, like, this was one of those songs where it's like, I get what you're doing. I get why this song is beloved because it is, like, very transparent in its way, and which is good. Like, it's like a cool, like, sort of here's my heart on a silver platter kind of song. But I will admit, I don't feel that I need to listen to it ever again.
Is their heart really on a silver platter with this one?
Yeah, they have their feelings about. Yeah. Their feelings are just they have very high schooly feelings, but they have feelings, you know?
So does Incubus. Oh, I'm really defensive.
It's true. It's true. But on the other hand, Incubus knows how to put together bass line and melodies and stuff.
Okay, so Wikipedia is saying, the group's frustration concerning their forced-upon hippie label is addressed in the typically dry humor, which became the De La Soul trademark. Hippie?
Weird.
The hippie label.
Spelled like Hippie? Or Hippy?
Wait, I think like
IE.
Do they mean a music label?
I have no idea.
Like they were working for a music label that had more hippie vibe and they tried to rebel against it by making a boring song?
Maybe?
You seem to have injected some
I don't know.
partisanship into that question there.
I'm also reading Wikipedia.
This was from their debut studio album, which apparently did fairly well. Cool. And got them a ton of collaboration, actually. These guys collaborated on a Feel Good Inc. and won the Grammy.
Oh, wow.
Or a Grammy.
Feel Good Inc. is very good.
Yeah, it is very good.
It's much better than
the
this
Gorilla
song.
In case
Feel Good Inc. is much better than this song.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Feel Good Inc. a lot. That is a good song.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Austin, why do you hate music?
Well, it's bad.
All of it. Music's just not good.
Yeah.
Cool.
It should be better.
Then why are movies good?
They talk more and there's explosions.
Oh boy.
Tonight on The Immortals, we'll be hard hitting with the big questions. Austin Lugo, why do you hate music and why do you love movies?
One's bad, one's
Pretty
good.
accurate.
And it's over.
Thank you for this hard-hitting journalism.
Now I gotta run to the phone booth to quickly give the story to your editor.
Yep, that's how it goes.
They gotta print it tonight.
We've got a deadline.
Good. All good. All good all around, guys.
Anyone else have like more thoughts on this song?
Nope.
Not really. Oh, apparently this was in a Macy's
Fine.
commercial.
Really?
We're now
August 2016 as part
Like
of
a recent Macy's commercial.
back to school marketing.
we're now at
campaign.
the end of the Wikipedia page, aren't we?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm actually at the end of the second paragraph.
So there's more to come, honey.
It's also the opening scene of the season 5 finale of Entourage.
Well, that helped his cause, didn't it?
And
I
tonight,
knew you'd like that one.
Pedro will read to us from the De La Soul Wikipedia page. It's Saturday Night Live.
First
I'm sorry.
set of words. I
Nothing about
said
anything is anything. I feel like this segment should probably be
Yeah,
done now.
let's go ahead and end this.
Pedro, what do you give it?
3.0.
2.8.
A 3. Wait,
What?
3.2.
All right.
Yeah.
Just that 0.2 fuck you.
And 2.
Damn.
Austin
Should've given it a
hates
4.
music.
Austin
Pedro
hates
has no honor. Austin hates music. Sarah can speak beautiful French.
I can.
These are the truths I found out about all of you on this
Wait, why don't I have honor? I missed that one.
Also, Pedro speaks French as well.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Very good job on the
And
pronunciation.
Pedro speaks French beautifully, but that's something I've known for many years.
I gotcha. I'm a new discovery.
Why don't I have honor?
JC also mentioned at the beginning that they knew you spoke French.
Yeah.
So it's not a new discovery.
I mean, I don't think
But
I've
it's-
spoken a lot of French on the podcast, though.
I mean, it's new to me since starting this podcast. Since I've
is
known
true.
Pedro since approximately 2006, the ability for Pedro to speak French is
Y'all
not new
old.
news to me.
Damn.
I know, right?
12
Fucking
years?
blew your
13.
brain with that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's time for the TV show segment. This week we watched
Telling you
Archangel.
one thing. False. During his reign, 20 million people lost their lives. Even then, he would write in the margins, not enough.
Hey, Professor! You think you know all about comic stuff? I want someone to hear the truth.
Archangel is a 2005 miniseries. Came out in the U.S. as a film, often referred to as just a film.
It's a film.
It's 3 episodes of 45 minutes. It can just be a 2-hour film, which makes more sense than how it's edited in this TV show. It stars Daniel Craig and other people.
Wait, Daniel Craig is in it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
My boy Daniel is in it?
Yeah.
Googling. So sad. Please continue.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
This is the year before Bond. Bond
No,
came
Shut
out.
up. What?
This is definitely him cast before Bond. Well, because like,
Because he did Layer Cake.
Layer Cake is what got him Bond. Because Layer Cake is great. It was like a huge like breakout film for him. He had been in stuff. I mean, obviously we all know him from A Kid in King Arthur's Court.
Wait,
What?
he's in that movie?
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Is he the kid?
Shut the
No,
Oh, that would be great.
the kid is from American Pie.
Oh, really? I did not know that. I saw that movie like at a birthday party when I was a child.
You know who else is in that movie?
No.
Kate Winslet.
Weird.
Yep. Anywho, yeah, Daniel Craig. This is
He is.
Because Casino Royale came out November 17th of 2006.
Okay.
is that how that works?
That's when that came out.
All right.
Because 2 days
How did
later,
you fucking know that suddenly?
because November 19th of 2006
No, it wasn't. It was
was
definitely.
when
I
the
mean,
Wii was launched.
but you're wrong because it's 2005 because I was in Paris. I know.
No, it's. I
Like
feel
I know where I was.
no. Casino Royale definitely came out in 2006.
It did.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because the Wii was released 2 days later in the United States.
Did it come out at a different time in Europe than it did in the
Oh,
US?
maybe.
It did not come out a year earlier.
No, it would only have had to be a couple months. I was there in.
No, they came out.
Oh, you know what? It might have been that people were seeing it early. Okay, it's fine.
Anyhow,
This was dumb. Ignore this.
this is Bond light to say the least.
No, that's saying a lot.
Saying
That's
a
about
l-
the most you can say.
So this is a story where Daniel Craig, he's a scholar. He begins the film by going like, you know who fucking sucks? Stalin.
Yeah,
and one's like,
not great.
And the one's like, yeah, that makes sense. You've read books. Stalin probably was a bad dude.
He was.
And then
not
there's this
great.
guy out in the streets going like, you don't fucking know Stalin. I knew Stalin. And Daniel Craig talks to him. This guy was one of like Stalin's bodyguards and goes like, you know, people don't even know that Stalin like left a diary all about him and everything. And now it's the miniseries / movie is a quest to find Stalin's missing diary.
It's Stalin? You told me it was Lenin earlier. Is it Stalin?
It is Stalin.
It's Stalin.
Okay.
Very much Stalin.
Pedro, did you watch this also?
A little bit.
You watched like 2/3 of it, right?
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
Just shy under.
This movie is just Raiders of the Lost Ark meets Indiana Jones' Last Crusade.
I mean, kinda. There's not nearly as much action for it to be either of those.
No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's those, but bad?
It's just him, you know, finding this prostitute saying, I need your dad's information.
She's not a prostitute. She's a businesswoman. Like, and I'm not even saying, no, like, she actually has a career. She's studying law. Like, she manages shit. She just likes to go to this one bar to pick up beautiful men because there are a lot of beautiful women there.
Sex work is work.
True.
Continue.
Okay.
But also, does she picks up beautiful men. Does she pick up beautiful men for the purpose of them paying her to have sex?
I guess she does, doesn't
yes.
Which is
she
like,
does.
I mean, hey, like, again, sex work is work, and also, like,
of
sex work.
I'm not judging her. I'm just saying, like, she's a prostitute in this movie. That's like how...
I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a secondary career at best.
What else happened?
Also, you have one of the most annoying characters I've seen in a while, this American news anchor who, you can write the book, I'm gonna make the story, kid. It's just a terrible, douchey performance that's poorly acted. Yeah, so, I mean, they have to go find the diary, and there's, like, secret societies wanting to, like...
No, it's called the KGB.
Yeah.
Like, there's the KGB and then the leftover ex-Soviet KGB people.
I mean, it's like, it's conspiracy, you don't know who to trust, who got you there, who was your lead to tell me who... Okay, so this was directed by a guy named, what's his name? John Jones.
That's not a real person.
Jon, even. And the first thing I kind of noticed as this film began was that, like, it is so boring looking. There is no, like, suspense or anything going on with any sort of camera editing, lighting. It looks so unbelievably boring. I looked him up, and sure enough, he's made a lot of boring television. There was this Titanic miniseries that came out, like, 5-7 years ago, written by the guy who wrote Downton Abbey, Julian Fellows. And it is the most boring telling of the Titanic I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't finish that miniseries. And it's about the Titanic.
Titanic's pretty cool.
Yeah. This is so dull at times. Even when
He's directing a couple new episodes of the Hannah miniseries.
Yeah,
or the Hannah series.
Which kind of worries me a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, like, even when things start to become, like, a little bit more interesting, things are moving quicker, that's when you kind of recognize how ludicrous this story is. Because, like, if you get the tone right, it can be a Dan Brown spy. We're going to go different places, discover the truth about history that will change everything. But because it's so flat and most performances are bad, except for Daniel Craig, who I think is genuinely great in this. Yeah, what did you think, Pedro?
I actually had more fun than I thought. So I watched it on Netflix. It's also available on Hulu and might even be available with Prime Video. It's everywhere. And the image is super grainy. And one thing I texted Austin immediately after I started was, is it just streaming? Will it get better and stuff? No.
It's the thing about British TV is that they only went to HD recently.
Like very recently, yeah.
Look at Doctor Who. They started HD in season 5 of that show.
Rough.
And that came out
2010.
So 4 years later. 5 years, actually, from here. But, yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch Daniel Craig run around and interact with a bunch of Russian people, and I liked his prostitute and other things sidekick. I was equally annoyed with the journalist. Actually, I kind of wish the journalist just got shot in the beginning. He was really annoying to have around. Really?
Yeah, he accidentally, not even properly accidentally betrays him 1,000 times.
Whoopsie.
Because he's doing a live feed from the forest at one point.
Lame.
Yeah. And Edgar's don't give away our location.
Yeah, please don't. But it's actually I kind of liked the dryness and the boringness of the landscape, because one of their things is, by the way, this is Russia, and I kind of like that whole
flat communist thing.
Yeah, it's so you keep shitting on us and with bringing up our past and stuff, but that's kind of lame for us because we just want to let the past be the past and get better, but you just keep talking about how shitty everything was. And yeah, guess what? Our life still sucks. It's not that much better because Stalin's not murdering people at will.
The movie has a weird take on Stalin. I feel
does.
It begins with
any take on Stalin that is not Stalin is a mass murderer is a weird take.
It begins there, and then it's but maybe there's more nuance. I'm well, this is gross.
I mean, I guess you can say Stalin is a mass murderer and include, but if you gotta do that part, right?
Do the end, yeah.
It begins that way, and then it's I guess the arc is that Daniel Craig going, maybe there's more than he's just a mass murderer.
Ruh-roh.
It's not a lot more.
That's not great.
But there is oh, I guess he was a human being as well as a mass murderer.
that is true. That is a fact.
No. Correct. Stalin was not an android.
nor a demon.
That would have been a fucking twist.
Stalin was half.
Then I would be fucking
Plot
getting on my
twist.
Hulu and watching this.
Yeah, it's it's also last year one of the best films of the year was called The Death of Stalin, which is
that movie
from
was very good.
Armando Iannucci, who created The Thick of It, In the Loop, and Veep, and to treat the death of Stalin and the immediate aftermath as something that is so violent but also so ridiculous in a way that
so
deflates
petty.
the ego of all this, while also never showing always remembering that there is bloodshed on these self-decisions. That is a way that you can have fun with history in a way that this just always felt as it went on a little bit gross. I thought not a lot, but it's revelations near the end are
really
okay. Well, it's not groundbreaking, but it is. I don't know.
I think the grossest that I got to was this young woman bandages Stalin's finger, and he goes, "Oh, you're not scared of me. My doctors shake whenever they bandage me up.
Barf.
I like you.
Barf.
Dance for me.
Barf."
That's
big
about
old
as far
barfs
as I
there.
got.
Get a little more pinches of that kind of stuff.
Barfy barf face.
I liked how it was able to play with a country that very much is still struggling with a regime. Because, you don't have... you have secret Nazi societies. That's a thing. But, you don't have them, in... Oh, God damn it. Okay, I guess if this were a few years ago.
Yeah, they're no longer secret is the problem.
Yeah, that's kind of...
Oh, boy.
It's interesting seeing the current government, trying to, keep these two guys at bay and from fighting each other and just keep order without...
But it's funny because also whenever they do discover something, they handle it so ineptly. I'm just let them keep doing it. They're so bad about showing the truth that in the film things are doing a good job, but his news reports are stupid.
Oh yeah,
and their
terrible.
handling of found material that will change the world.
Not going to change the world, by the way.
Put on gloves. Yeah, definitely not going to change the world.
It's just a notebook with memoirs.
Yeah,
it's not that crazy.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
And at first I thought it was okay, it is academics doing this kind of thing.
Right?
But then it becomes no, this will change the face of Russia and the planet. This gets uncovered. I'm no.
Well, as far as I can tell, it's a bunch of super devout Stalinist comrades who don't want their leader to be made look soft, I guess. I don't know. And then the KG or FSB is all stop doing this shit and leave us alone.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Craig's but I'm a scientist or a scholar and belongs in a museum.
Something. Poor man's Indiana Jones. Something.
It is amazing how it's naturally cool his performance is because the dialogue is pretty much bad throughout the whole thing. In my mind. Mm-hmm. But there's so many awkward lines where at least 5 times during this 2-hour movie, someone tells him, like, you know, oh, you're definitely going to get laid more often from, like, this discovery. And Daniel Craig plays it as, like, annoyed by the dialogue. Like, it is, like, a very, like, I'm just going to ignore that and keep going. Like, it is so amusing how he, like, you watch and go, oh, clearly this guy could be James Bond. I mean, you have the globetrotting this, but he's also just very comfortable on screen in a way that, like, no one else in this film is. He is very cool in a not cool movie.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
I still had fun watching it.
Are you going to finish it?
Probably.
Hundreds. 2.
Wow. 3.5.
Oh my God. May we all, in our times of crisis, have as much mercy in our hearts as Pedro.
I mean, the average is still less than a 3, which makes me feel bad, but I have yet to finish it, and I can update my hand rating.
Cool. And you do that next week when we're back, and we're going to be reviewing the 33rd entries in all these lists.
Old business?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, so what are we going to be talking about next week?
We're going to watch The General.
Cool.
Yeah, classic Buster Keaton.
Buster Keaton.
Silent comedy.
We've done a Buster Keaton, but a different one. We did
Steamboat Bill Jr.
Yeah, which was
That's
very cool.
How long is that movie?
I think just over an hour.
Yeah,
it's actually one of his like longer ones. Like maybe 70 minutes.
The album is Jazz Samba by Stan Getz and Charlie Bird.
The song is Good Rockin' Tonight by Roy Brown.
And the TV show is the British soap opera Emergency Ward 10, which we will find out if I can find a single episode of this thing.
Right.
So stay tuned for that thrilling discovery.
Thrilling discovery.
But until then, you can go over to theartandwar.com and do a whole bunch of things. Like you can leave a comment on this episode or any episode that we have there.
Yeah.
Always love to hear your feedback on all things we talk about in the review. Also check out other fun podcasts. Let's Take 5 is wrapping up on its final 10 episodes. Tomorrow we are doing the fantastic film 12 Angry Men.
Yay! Best movie ever.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Also, you could check out Ad Absurdum.
Yeah.
Where two lawyers talk about the legal implications of pop culture events, like the movie Dave.
Also the best movie ever.
Yes, sure. Equal footing.
Yep.
Special thanks to Adam Lord for all the great music he does. Follow us on Twitter at the Immortals Pod. They just review on iTunes because they swear that helps people find our show. I don't see the algorithm, but I trust them because weird thing to lie about. But yeah, we'll be back next week, episode 146. Until then, I'm Austin.
I'm Sarah.
I'm JC.
And I'm Pedro.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. JC. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Oh no.
That was intense.
It happened too fast.
Oh, buddy.
I thought that was a real reaction. I was so excited.
No, a demon came out of my body.
It's just JC going, you like that shit?
No. I'm so sorry, Sarah. You might have to repeat yourself.
I think I will.
You have to start all of that over, Sarah.